Hello guys, in this video I'm going to demo you Selenium IDE. So let's go ahead and start. To do that you need to search for the Selenium IDE on the website, or you can go to the website of seleniumide.dev, and then in my case I'm selecting Chrome download, or if you would like to use Firefox, you can go ahead and download the extension for the Firefox, or you can download the latest zip file. So I'll just click on Chrome download and install the extension. So I just click and say add extension. Okay, so that's it. And then you click on the right top button right here on your Chrome. There is an extension, you can just click on it, and it will give you a few options. So you can record a new test in a new project, or you can open the existing project, or you can create a new project. So let's go ahead with the first one. We're going to record a new test in a new project. So I'll just click and then let's give it a name. Our project will be on, let's say, Facebook. Let's say Facebook test, or something like that. So let's say OK, and the base URL would be https facebook.com. So let's start recording. Okay, and I'm going to use my test account. I'll say login, and as you guys have noticed, we are getting a notification here saying that Selenium IDE is recording. Okay, so we logged in, and let's take a look at the recording. Let's see what's happening. There you go. So this is our IDE. So what it's doing, it like first thing is it opened it, and then it set the window size into this, and then we clicked on email and then typed our value. Since the password was already there on the input box, we didn't type, we just clicked on the let's see, target login button. Okay, as you guys can see, it has several options. It has recorded several options, like XPath of button, or it can even use CSS, or it can get this button by its name, login. And then you may ask a question like, what's XPath, what are these, like how is it getting? So these are the basically if you go I'll show you in a few minutes, in a few seconds I would say. These are the selectors that you can always inspect the element from the browser and then get them, like XPath or CSS or name of the element. So let's go back to our Facebook, and then let's try to create something, say like hello world, yeah, say post, and this is also getting recorded. See, okay, let's go back. There you go. All got recorded. So let's now close this. Let's log out and close the browser. As soon as you close it, nope, it didn't stop recording, so we need to click on stop recording, and we will give a name of our test. So let's say login to Facebook. Yeah, so say OK. So it saved our test as a login to Facebook, and I promised I'll explain this XPath thing. So let's go back to Facebook's page. As you guys can see, when I change like this, you can always go and right click on any element on a browser and then go to inspect. Okay, and and the browser will show you all these HTML elements. Okay, so as you guys can see, this input text of the Facebook is located in the class of this, and by name of email, and it also has ID of email. Okay, so what Selenium can do is it can simply, by using these locators, it can locate this control, yeah, and then automate it, like automatically it can type in this text. Okay, so sometimes these IDs or names are missing. They are not always there, or sometimes even these class names they change. Yeah. So what does it do? Like in that case, you can what Selenium can do is it can get the XPath of this control. In our case, we can always right-click on this control and then go ahead and copy the XPath. You can copy the XPath, or you can copy the full XPath. XPath is just a node, like, you know, the path that starts from this HTML and all the way go. This is the full path of this element. So it started with HTML, it went inside of body and div, and all through all these divs it went into the form, and then it ends in this here on this input. So basically this is just the address. Okay, so now we have our target commands, the set of commands. So let's try to rerun this and see if it can pass this test. So I'll say run the current test. So now, as you guys can see, it's automatically typed in this name, username, and it's trying to get this element by CSS ID, but I believe next time when we opened it, this ID has changed. So now probably after trying it for a long time, it will fail because it will not be able to find this CSS by this ID. Here you go. It failed. Okay, and you can see it in the log. So it's trying to find and failed. Implicit way it turned out after 30,000 milliseconds. So what we can do is let's try to change the touch, because we have other options, right? So let's use this XPath instead of CSS. This one is relative. This one is position. So let's go ahead and try with this one. Okay. Yeah, it's still trying to find this XPath. There's this ID. I believe this ID has also changed. So you see, Facebook is not that simple to test. It is probably there are many testers who's been using Facebook as a tester and they got tired of it. So yeah, it failed. Okay, so let's try this one now. Hopefully this will work. Okay, the email, it's finding the email, but it's having a hard time to find this button, I guess. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I just change these clicks from CSS and auto-generated IDs into these XPath values, and I'm going to run it again and see if it will pass. Okay, so let's click. Yeah, it passed. It logged in at least. Okay, edit content. That one has failed. It was able to log in, but editing has failed. Well, this can be also probably changed into this maybe, and then let's run it. It's trying to find CSS again. This one. Okay, you see, this is fun, guys. Like every time when you run it, you know, this the application acts differently, so you need to fine tune it, and then you can update it. Like you can even change these, like for instance this one. If Selenium cannot get it like correctly, you can always go ahead and then find let's say like this input box. Yeah, you can always inspect element this, or you can always inspect element this post button, and then find its XPath, or you can find its name by name or ID, and then modify it and then fix it. Okay, so basically I guess you guys got the idea how it works. So we have all the commands here, as its target and the values here. Okay, hopefully I don't have my password here. No. So now next what we can do is we can always put the breakpoints while executing. Yeah, you can always put the breakpoints, or you can disable them, you can run them, you can pause it, and you can also step over the current command. Yeah, you can set the test execution speed. Sometimes some web applications are very sensitive for this the speed of executions of these automated tests, and then they may just simply block you. In that case, you can just make it slower or make it average, so the browser does not like block you. And these are the test cases where you will have okay, so these are the tests. You can add more tests if you want. Okay, it could be multiple tests, and you can rename them, duplicate them, delete this test case, or you can export. This one is interesting one, and probably we'll use this export in our next video lesson. So what it enables you is like it can export these commands that we did, these actions we executed into unit tests, like in different languages. You see how powerful is it? So I can actually just select C# and unit, and then just say export, and it will export it just like that, and I can simply open it in Visual Studio. You see how nice it is? So it actually generated the code of setting up our test setup, and these actions we did, like log into Facebook, our this test case with we can just update if you want, and it's finding the elements, all this is all the XPath or by name or by email, and doing the JavaScript. Even the JavaScript script executions are here. And Facebook is, I would say, a pretty complicated application to test, and it handled it. For the simpler applications that you will be testing, this would be the perfect tool. So in our next lesson, we will be learning how to use WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver with the Chrome. And I'll show you guys how to modify, how to edit and write your own custom code, how to modify these things. Okay, thank you guys, and have a nice day.